danse, c'est tout pour moi. J'ai que ça.
Hello and welcome back. If you hear noise in the background, that's my brother working in the garage, just so you know. Today's little quick review is going to be about Climax. If you don't know, is the latest film by independent French filmmaker Gaspar Noe. Past films of his include Irreversible, Into the Void, and Love. Of those I've seen is only Into the Void, but I thoroughly love Into the Void. I thought it was a fantastically well-made movie, one of a kind, something I've never seen before, and a great experience overall. So I was even more excited to see his latest creation, Climax. Technically, this film was released in 2018, but I'm counting it as a 2019 because that's when it came here into the US. So Climax is a independently made horror film by Gaspar Noe, which focuses on a group of dancers who, after hours, go to a school to rehearse their dance number, and they have their aspirations and dreams, and dance means everything to them, and they hope to go to America, and that kind of stuff. So after the rehearsal, they decide to have an all-night party to celebrate their accomplishment, and they have their drinks and their food and just basically celebrate. But their celebration soon turns into a hallucinatory nightmare when they find out that the sangria they've been drinking was laced with a heavy amount of LSD. And that's the whole movie, is pretty much that. So I had to go to Austin during spring break to see this movie because it was not playing in Lubbock at the time. And in fact, there was only one showing in Lubbock at all at the Alamo Drafthouse here that played so unfortunately I was able to catch it while I went back to Austin for spring break. This film is quite something. If you are familiar with Gaspar Noe, then you're familiar with his works and his movies and how he directs and how he makes things kind of disturbing. This is no exception. This is honestly one of the best horror films I have ever seen. It was intense, it was uncomfortable, it was mind-boggling, it was unnerving, frightening experience. Because all this movie is basically you watching this group of dancers' bodies react to the intake of the LSD that they got. But man, the horror is so effective because you just feel like you are trapped in this situation with them, trapped in this school, trapped in this situation where they're just reacting to LSD in just such a crazy amount of way, just so something that's just so you don't get, and that's what makes it so scary, is that you just can't grasp, and it's unpredictable. What happens in the movie is unpredictable. Just random stuff happens, and it just gets unnerving, and it just gets horrific. Besides the great horror aspect, what else makes this film is its technical achievements. The cinematography is fantastic. It matches the mood perfectly, and there are so many aspirations to it too. There are takes in this film that go on for 15 minutes or more, and it's all one take, and it's just so well coordinated. But at the same time, it's not technically, because when you look behind the scenes, the script for this film was only 5 pages, a 5-page script. A huge amount of this movie is improvised. A lot of the long takes are improvised. It's basically Gaspar Noe was like, well, you're just gonna end the dance here, and then you're just gonna talk to random people, and I'll just follow you around, and you talk about whatever. And it doesn't feel like improv. It feels like they had to plan this out so great, and I'm just so mind blown by the technicalities of this movie. The long takes, the color, the great acting by everyone. Something that happens that I really appreciate as well is that the fact that all the movie credits are played at the beginning or in the middle of the movie. So by the end of the movie, it just shows the title, and then the movie just ends, and the theater lights come up, and now it's over. You go home. I really like that because it's just he wants to leave you with that and not have you think about anything else. Just leaves you there. It's so different, and it's so unique, and it's so effective in its sense of horror. If you are a horror fan, this is a definite must. If you want to see something actually scary and something so untraditional and something else besides going down creepy corners, spooky lighting and sounds and jump scares, this is the movie for you. One thing, I wasn't able to attend the screening here in Lubbock because of my job, but I was able to go and see the reactions people had after the movie had ended. And people came out of the theater sweating. They were sweating. And so many people were just mind-boggled, like trying to find the words to describe this movie. If you love film, this is something you must see. If you love horror, this is something you must see. It is just so amazing. This movie is pretty much perfect anyway, and that's why I am giving it a 10 out of 10, a full 10 out of 10 perfect score. I think it did everything it had to, and it did more than it had to. And so far, I would say it's my favorite film of 2019, if you count this as a 2019 movie. I can't stress it enough. If you want to see something different and something that is actually effective, scary horror, Climax is the movie. Check out Climax if you can. If it's playing in your theater still, check it out. It might not be there much longer if it's there at all. And if it's not in the theater, then be sure to rent it on digital or get the Blu-ray either way, because I think it is definitely something that may enjoy. It's not for everybody. I will admit that. This is a movie that will not be for everyone. Not everyone's going to like it. Some people may legitimately get terrified to the point where they don't want to watch it anymore or not watch it again. But it is definitely something that you should at least try once. Just at least watch it once. I think a lot of you will be really surprised and really find this movie as masterful as I did. So anyhow, that is my review of Climax. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next quick review. Take care.